Hello and welcome to the channel. Today I thought we'd have a look at some electrical connectors I recently bought off AliExpress. First one we're going to look at is the Hexagonal Ferrule crimper. Now these come in at £4.56, which is about $6.11, and it's just a neat little set of pliers which, when it opens up, you can see it has 6 little triangular teeth there which press together. And the idea is you select, so you have your wire, you select which size ferrule you'd like to fit on it, which is probably that one. Pop it on the end of your wire right up to the insulation. Open that up, pop it in the back of there and squeeze. And that is literally it. It's a very, very tight join, nice and neat, no bits of wire sticking out. If there is any wire sticking out, then you can obviously just nip it off. But yeah, they're great. They make things a lot neater. I did it on this plug just to show, and it actually makes it a lot easier to get into the terminals as well, because it's all held together in a nice bundle. I imagine the connection's probably pretty good with that as well. But yeah, I like those. They're good. Next one we're going to look at is the quick connect terminals. Now, I've never used these before. I don't do a lot of electrical repairs on cars, but when I need to, I like to make them neat. Now these are, it actually states these are waterproof electrical connectors, but I very much doubt they are, because there's nothing, there's no gaskets or rubber or anything on them at all, so I don't think they would be. However, I suppose you could cover them with shrink tubing. I still don't think it'd be waterproof. Yeah, I won't guarantee these are waterproof. So these ones, basically what you do is you need 2 of these clips, and you lift up the little clear door. You see there's connectors inside, little metal connectors, and you post your wire through the hole, and then you would give it a squeeze until it clicks. There you go. Obviously you'd have another wire going in there. I'm just doing one side, and then you do the wire on the same side for each one. So if you hold them that way up and your yellow and green wire is in the top, then you do the same here. So you post that into the hole, make sure you can see it actually lining up inside, and then give it a squeeze. There you go, and you've got your wires connected. Then all you do is turn one over and slide it in together, and that's it. That's your connection. Like I said, I'd probably put some shrink wrap over that, or at least some electrical tape. They're definitely not waterproof. Can't see that at all, because there's holes in the end. I don't know how they can describe them as waterproof, but with some shrink wrap on or tape, I think they'd be quite good. They'd be fine. So there's your quick connect terminals. These are really cheap. £1.43 for 20 sets, which is about $1.90. So not very expensive at all. And last but not least, we've got the welding rings. So these are little tubes that have a little ring of solder inside, and what I presume to be, I think it's wax, some kind of wax. And the idea of these is you have 2 wires, and once you join these wires, so would I go for that one? So again, choose the size. Yep, that's fine. So choose which size you want. Obviously that would go over the wire first, because your wires are going to be a lot longer than mine. So that would go over the wire if that was your long wire. Then you can twist them together, push them back in until they're in the center there. You can see that? So the wires are where the ring is, the solder ring. And then you get a torch, not a torch, a lighter, or probably a heat gun would be better, I would imagine. And just basically just start to heat it up slowly. The ring will start to shrink, the tube will shrink, and the solder, when it gets hot enough, will melt and fuse the wires together. There we go, you saw it melt then. What you do then is you carry on and you heat these rubber bits or wax bits, whatever they are, and then they do the same thing. And that's a bit too much, and you heat them up and they stick like that, and that's it. So a bit of that came out. It is wax. Yeah, it's wax. Now it stays quite soft for a little while, so just let it cool down. You can actually squeeze it together if you wanted, but it's quite a tight connection. In fact, you can't pull it apart easily. In fact, I don't know if I could pull that apart at all. And then what I would do, again like with the others, you'd have a piece of heat shrink ready, and let's try the Parkside lighter, see if it's any good. And then with a heat gun or a lighter, I would shrink that onto there like that, seal it all up, makes a nice connector. Excellent. Again, lots of different sizes of these, very cheap. These were £1.40. Yep, £1.40 for 100. A box of 100 of these, and I got the sleeve as well, which was even cheaper. I can't remember how much this was, but it was very cheap. But they do sell that in Lidl and things like that. But these absolutely brilliant. That's a really strong connection. In fact, I don't think oh, there we go. I can pull it apart, but it's actually quite hard to pull apart. And that's it for today. Oh yeah, and I got some more gloves. You know how I like my gloves. Got another 12 pairs. 12 pairs of these gloves. Comes in at £4.28, which is, what's that, less than 50 pence a pair. So I like those. Thanks a lot. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. It costs you nothing, but it helps the channel a lot. Thank you very much.